How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. Even when I'm doing bad, I'm doing good.
Have a magnificent day.
Hi, you're watching Movie Guide, and I'm your host, Evie Bear, and we're talking today about the movie Where Hope Grows, and Chris is in it. You're the lead guy, and it's kind of a heavy story, specifically your character.
Yeah, my character goes through, he's technically going through a lot of heavy stuff. But at the end, it's a story of redemption and hope, and so it turns out all right.
Yeah, when did you get on board with it, and what was it that kind of motivated you to?
This script came onto my desk, and I read it, and it reminded me of something that I'd written that I wanted to shoot in Reno, Nevada. It was very similar in the fact that it was about a person and then someone with special needs and that relationship between them.
Wow.
And because it struck a chord and resembled so much to a story that I wanted to tell myself, I was sort of found a lot of favor with it immediately. And then I found out, when I went back to find out who wrote it, that it was written by this guy named Chris Dowling, who I knew and had known for over a decade, but sort of lost touch with. But I met him the same night that I met my wife, actually. So it was like this one moment in LA, and I met, Chris, and I met Julianne, and anyway. And so they made me an offer, and I accepted it, and we shot in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, in October of 2013.
Was it heavy for you playing it, or?
I think what was interesting was a lot of times, to me, what's fascinating about making movies, telling stories, is the stuff that we don't see on the page and the stuff that we're never going to see as an audience. So Chris and I would talk about his backstory. Yeah. And one of the questions is, where is the mom? Like, who is this woman? Is she dead, or did she just leave? And Chris and I decided that she left when he was in the majors and left him with this baby. And Calvin couldn't handle both. He couldn't have a baby and play baseball, and he choked up. And so in failing one, he sort of failed the other one. Yeah. So the relationship is broken in the sense that he feels like a little bit, because of her, one thing didn't happen, but because one thing didn't happen, he was never fully able to be what he wanted to be for her. And then it was just this, and it's kind of how, people, like you can get into a sort of a avalanche of sin and regret and shame and never fully realize all those relationships that you want to have. Hey, big guy.
Hey, Mr. Campbell.
How you doing?
Incredible.
That's good.
I left my book here last night, and I really mean it.
Yes, you did. It's exactly where you left it. Here you go, big guy.
Thank you.
Hey, you look sharp. Where are you going?
Thanks. I'm going to church. It practically starts in 17 minutes.
All right. Have a good Sunday.
Do you want to come to church with me?
So when Calvin, my character, meets Produce, played by David DeSanctis, he sees somebody who, by outward appearances, should be the most unhappy of individuals because life has treated him so unfairly. But his character has such an amazing disposition and such a joyful attitude about life that Calvin's attracted to that and wonders, like, what's your secret, man? Like, how do you, and which for me is something that struck a real personal chord because, just knowing people with special needs and meeting people and families with people with special needs, you do wonder, like, how does God, let that happen? Yeah. Because it does make you wonder. Yeah. But meeting David, and so on a personal level, like meeting David and meeting his family, I realize now that, like, their life is so much richer for David being born with Downs versus had he just been, like a normal kid.
Yeah.
You spend a second with this kid and you realize he's just like you and me. And I will carry you. I will carry you
home. Thanks for watching. To find out more about entertainment news that follows your values, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and like us on Facebook so you can know before you go.